Gold Squad TV. So this is a food for thought. It's a food for thought. I haven't done a food for thought in a long time, but this is really more about being a leader. Being a leader shows that you can't fold under pressure. When it comes all down to it, little things cannot bother a leader. The little things are the little things for a reason. A leader's supposed to lead by example, not by word. And a lot of times, a lot of us get caught up in life and forget that we need to be leaders and not followers. We need to be the aggressors and not the people getting aggressed on, for lack of a better word. So, listen, I can only say a few things here. Part of being a leader in this world is being able to accept certain things and accept that certain things are where they are and not living with them inside your brain for the rest of your life. There comes a point in time where you're not always going to get your way, and a leader knows how to maneuver around that. I can honestly sit there and say, a lot of you guys don't know me personally, but I haven't been the best leader. I know that I'm a leader by nature, but I haven't been the best leader per se. So what do I do to improve this? I could talk for days about what I'm going to do, but the reality is, just like a lot of you out here, we get in our own way, and sometimes we end up being our own worst enemy. We lose relationships, we lose friendships, and we think that, it's them and it's not us. But it's hard sometimes to look yourself in the mirror and really start seeing the imperfections in yourself. Now, none of us are perfect, but, sometimes our ego gets in the way of the bigger picture. I can't worry about now. A leader doesn't live for now. A leader lives for down the road. Living for now really doesn't mean anything significant, because ultimately, at the end of the day, what you feel in a moment isn't going to last you for a lifetime. Let's really be real. So what do you do about that? What do you do about that? I mean, what you can really do ultimately at the end of the day is realize what you're doing wrong. Take accountability. Self-accountability and self-awareness is really important. And ultimately, look at it from this standpoint. Life is too short. Tomorrow's not promised. We might not wake up in the morning. The little things that we stress during the day, like for instance, I'll give you an example. I had a little family situation go down, and I got a phone call. Not so much a phone call, but I got a text message in the middle of me working. Now, mind you, I work a very hard, strenuous job where I'm out there 90-degree temps, or I'm there below 0 temps. And being in the heat of the moment, I kind of let the moment get to me when somebody asked me if I was okay, or if everything was cool, how was my day. And I reacted in a manner of panic. Now, you can sit there and say, well, a family situation is definitely a reason to panic. However, this is nothing I haven't been through before. Sometimes it's a little more severe, and believe me, a lot of y'all wouldn't even want to be in my shoes in those situations. But, ultimately, at the end of the day, it went and it passed, right? That's what it is. It went and it passed. Are we really going to sit here? What up, Cody? It's my dog. He's here just lounging. But are we really going to sit here and just worry about the moment? Sometimes you got to be willing to put the phone down. Don't react in impulse. One of my biggest pet peeves that I've had in my life is that I react in impulse sometimes. So my food for thought, and the reason why I'm mentioning this is because a lot of us make that mistake, and we need to be smarter. Sometimes, yeah, it's cool to vent. It's cool to vent. Sometimes it's cool to vent, but sometimes you have to learn to be like, you know what? That's not their problem. Sure, they're concerned, but it's not their problem right now. You need to put it away put the phone away, go to whatever frustration you're going through, give it to God or whatever your beliefs are, and keep it moving. And then when the time comes when you have to vent it out, vent it, but do it in a much more calmer space, calmer time, when you're able to relax and be able to get that point across without sounding crazy. Text messaging, in a lot of ways too, could really ruin a lot of things. Things get taken out of context. So here's my thing. It's no finger pointing. You got to look at yourself. If the finger's pointed at you, you got to look at you. So what do you do to fix these problems? This is something that I've dealt with on and off over years. And I have to fix it. I have to confront it and I have to fix it. Now, my question to y'all is, if you guys are in a similar situation to me, what do you guys do in those situations? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, this food for thought is really for people. And when I did the food for thoughts in the beginning of this channel, before I started doing my sports content, I did the food for thought specifically for life conversation. And this is life conversation. This is something that needs to be said. So ultimately, at the end of the day, all I could do for me is stop talking and do. All right? The ball's in my court. I fuck it up, I have to live with it. And that goes for any situation that I go through. You know, at some point in life, I have to embrace change. That's something that I've never embraced. Now's the time to embrace it. And being 37, that's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow. But ultimately, at the end of the day, do you want to really be sitting here looking back at your life and look at the opportunities you squandered because you couldn't get out of your own pride and couldn't get out of your own, your own peeves? There comes a point in time that we have to grow as people, grow as human beings, grow as adults. We got to be well-spoken and understanding of our situations. Just because for instance, I'll give you an example. Just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean your partner has to hear every problem that's under the sun. Now, it's cool to listen, and it's cool to be dedicated to listen. Ultimately, at the end of the day, that's not their problem to have to listen. They have to go about their lives, too. There's a certain independence, even in teamwork. That doesn't mean there's an I in team, but it's just you still got to remember you're merging those worlds. You understand me? So it's like you got to take those into consideration. So I guess in a sense, food for thought, I leave this gem. Have any of you guys ever been in a situation, as Hector Lavoe plays in the background, have anybody ever been in a situation like I've been through, where we've had to sit down and look ourselves in the mirror, or in my case, look myself in the mirror, and look at some of the ugliness I have to get rid of? The time is put up or shut up. I hope the next time I do a food for thought, I'm talking about positive, because ultimately I want positive energy in my life. And I have positive energy in my life, and I'm not utilizing it because I'm so focused on the negative. And as a leader, we cannot afford to focus on negativity. We got to focus on positivity. So, salute to everybody. I hope everybody's enjoying the Memorial Day weekend. It's been a rough one for me. I got a lot of personal stuff going on, and obviously, that's going to all be the past by tomorrow morning. A lot of the beefs and a lot of negative stuff, I'm leaving with God, and I'm moving on. However, I just want to make clear and known to everybody that if you're in my situation and you're dealing with these things, please take into consideration that you're dealing with other people. Take into consideration that nobody's here to be your venting pillow every time something goes wrong. We all have to be big boys and big girls here. We all need to carry our weight. So ultimately, at the end of the day, it's not about people not caring. We all got feelings, but ultimately, at the end of the day, there's only so much somebody could do. Your friends can't help you all the time. Your parents can't always help you all the time. Your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever, they all can't help you. At some point, you got to be willing to help yourself. So that's why I end this. Gold Squad TV, leave a like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Salute.